A.Pellerin from Adeneo, one of our proven partners for Qt environment and many others applications. We're going to cover this during these keynotes. We have the ambition to make a small journey in a different landscape, I guess, from the software environment you're familiar with. And when I'm meeting customer, I'm always asking to the customer, please raise your hand, engineers, developers who are dealing with softwares. And usually there is a lot. And I'm sure today, if I ask again about the numbers of software designer, software engineers, developers that we have in the room, we have much more than hardware. So I'm probably the only one, or one of the only one, and I hope you will be very nice with me today. And we're going to cover a bit of hardware. And hardware is a kind of the engines you need to run your best Qt experience and the best graphic user experience in this case. And this is what we're going to cover today. So if we look at Freescale, we are basically very at the heart of what we call the embedded systems. We are working on different type of products, microcontrollers, networking processors, sensors, analog components, digital networking processors. And that's making us really at the heart of any embedded system. We can talk about different markets. We are focusing on four minis: the automotive markets, the consumer, the industrial, and the networking. So that's the primary area for us, driving innovation, driving investments, driving differentiated IPs. If we now look at one of the benefits of Freescale is about having a very, very large footprint at worldwide level. We are investing a lot in different resources around the globe, in different manufacturing capabilities, in different software services as well around the world in order to serve our customers. And we are as well offering to our customer a very broad portfolio. We'll try to understand a bit more what does it mean a bit later on, but from interfacing with the real world, meaning the analog world through sensors, up to enabling engines that are deployed in the cloud to make some cryptography, for instance. This is really the landscape you can imagine in terms of hardware support for Freescale. We have as well a lot of investment driven towards what's next. We're talking about a lot of Internet of Things and many other emerging or booming markets that are at the door, and I'm sure you're working with this. We are investing in this next direction thanks to specific labs. I don't know if you have read the press recently, but we are opening what we call Discovery Labs. And we have one in Europe, in Toulouse, where we have a big site there. This labs is really supporting the next big things and working closely with customers, with research centers, with universities on devices, on solutions that are, the next big things for the next 5, 10, or 20 years. So that's all about the things we are driving. You probably have been able to touch or indirectly touch some devices we're enabling and systems we're enabling in all kind of markets, again, from maybe your appliance at home to maybe the infotainment you have in your car, or again through the router you're using maybe in your office. We are again in many of these applications thanks to the very large portfolio we have. I wanted to make sure that we're not just presenting the things we are, but what is the weight of Freescale within this environment. Here are some market share you can see. These are compiled from the different research institute official numbers we get around the world. Well, we have a dominant position within the automotive segment thanks to the infotainment system, graphic clusters, safety environment in the car. So that's very, very interesting for us, especially if I look at Qt. the infotainment environment in the car is changing dramatically. The number of user interface you have in the car is changing dramatically, and will probably evolve again in the next few years. The connected car is a big topic as well, and I think there is a lot of benefits of looking at a Freescale engine in this case. The consumer market is not neglectable for us. We are very active in this case as well in the display environment, especially in terms of tablets, e-readers. That's where we have the most significant market share, but as well in basic Linux state machine, Android state machine you may have in a consumer device. And industrial is a key foundation for us. Same as automotive, we are building a robust platform to serve this market. We know it's different from consumer. We know it takes a longer time to build it, to qualify it, and we are very active and recognized by the industry in this case. If we look at what you're doing as developers, you are building innovative application. Same for us in terms of semiconductor vendors. We are building a lot of differentiated IP. More on the hardware side, but not only. And this is a wall, you can see it's in Austin where we have our headquarters, but it's just a part of it. It's very long corridors, and US are good to have big facilities, so we can really have big walls and engineers putting a lot of IP in it. And we are significantly investing in many directions. And one of the things that can be as well very grateful for us is to be recognized by the industry, by our peers, by people who are using the technology. As an illustration, I wanted to highlight this one. So, and especially today, since we are in the with Qt developer environment and driving a lot of innovation and the next big things, we have been recognized by the MIT Technological Review beginning of the year as part of the top 50 most and smarter company in the world. That's not maybe a big things or small things, but there are a lot of innovative companies in the world. And what we have done is focusing on how we can enable this big trend of Internet of Things. And we found out that we are very good at designing small footprint microcontrollers in order to enable the smallest electronic device that could support some smart solution on this Internet of Things. And this is all about the Kinetis families microcontroller you can see here, and that's the real size towards the piece of keyboard you can see. We're not just investing in terms of our own capabilities to drive next generation of silicon, next generation of software, but as well with a lot of people we need to serve customers' design, to serve the developers. And we have a rich ecosystem supporting hardware, software partners in order to make it happen. We can't do it alone. Same as you, I guess. You are leveraging a lot of resources within your company or with the help of other companies to achieve certain developments. And we do need it. And in terms of graphical environment, Qt and especially Adeneo are very, very, very important partner for us. And this being said, I would like to hand over to Anthony with regard of positioning of Adeneo for today.
Yeah, so very quick introduction of our company, so Adeneo Embedded. I'll make it shorter than Sylvain because that's a smaller company, so I'll make it short. This is basically a French company which is made of something like 70 or 80 engineers spread across so France, Seattle, and somewhere in Germany close to Frankfurt. We have a team of engineers fully dedicated on developing software for the embedded. So we have actually the team from Adeneo Embedded which are in charge of developing the low-level layers like bootloader, operating system, customizing operating systems. Those are actually the guys who really understand what Sylvain says when he's talking about an IMX or a Kinetis or whatever. Those are the guys really close to the hardware, making sure that you have an operating system that is up and running, optimized, which boots fast, which leverage the hardware acceleration and so forth. So that's that's part of the team. The other part of the team is under a different name, which is called Adeneo Mobility. And those people are actually in charge of developing application on the embedded system or on the mobile platform like a tablet or a specialized handheld. And this is why actually we are here today, because we feel like we are a good fit for making the link between company that provides the hardware like Freescale and great frameworks like Qt to put all the pieces together and build an IoT device which will help you guys who want to develop a product based on those robust operating systems and technologies to add your specific core business, your added value. And now let's get into the real subject with Sylvain introducing the vision of the IoT that we have.
Yeah. Well, again, maybe we may have different visions in the room. I'm sure everybody has his own definition since we're working on different projects. But for us, as a silicon vendor, the IoT things is about all smart devices that are going to be connected to a network. Network is starting with maybe your body network, going to maybe a more local area, up to far away somewhere in the cloud, and sending data all through this value chain and coming back. There are maybe things we are looking at. You may hear about the Research Institute highlighting big numbers of devices that will be connected, for sure, and we can already identify some areas where we have different devices that we can call Internet of Things devices. In the smart health, wellness, it's probably one of the most obvious landscape where we have seen, numbers of different Internet of Things popping up this last couple of years, from the watches to body monitoring system. Even we're talking about mobile hospital now in order to optimize services for the patient and lower the cost of the service in the hospital. So this, I would say, domain is pretty obvious. We see the evolution. More and more things are happening in this field. Low power is becoming a big topic. Security is becoming a big topic, especially when you are dealing with your own data, right? Your biological data. You don't want to have this data out and someone who can really read it, right? It's something like very, very personal, and we're working on that as well. Another area where we're seeing a booming effect of this Internet of Things is smart home, smart building. It's not really new, right? But what we're seeing is that the equipments in this building are evolving. They're getting smarter. If you look at what is maybe one of the most popular devices we have seen so far these last 5 years, the smart thermostat. Okay, you probably have a name in mind, and that's the good name. It's not necessarily a European name, but these things were basically a kind of on-off switch again 10 years ago. Now they are learning. They're learning about your own behavior. Are you at home? What kind of temperature you like when it's 6 o'clock in November and it's maybe -5 degrees outside? What do you like as a temperature when you're going to bed on a Sunday evening? These things is getting more smarter than it was in the past. And this will evolve again. I think you will see probably new equipments embedding more intelligence, but they will deal with the same challenges. They may be battery powered. They may be, embedding a lot of complexity in terms of services. Let's talk about voice recognition, for instance. If you cry help in your house, something needs to happen. They may be dealing with security, again, because you don't want to have your personal data of the house outside. So this will evolve, and this will drive the booming demand of Internet of Things in this segment. The next big topic is about the car. And I think here we're seeing more and more announcement in the press, and probably as we speak, we have this Automotive show in Paris. We'll see a lot of connected cars. And I was surprised last year. I was at the World Mobile Conference in Barcelona. the huge hole for cars. It's amazing. The number of things that is going to be connected in the car is amazing. And we're talking about as well connected car or vehicle to vehicle. And this will drive, again, new equipments, new telematics services, a new way to interface with the owner of the car, and probably new opportunities for Qt developments within the car environment. Another one, more generic, the wearables. So there is no limit here. I think we have seen many announcements again to this last 2 years. We'll see again more in the futures. We are working, for instance, with a company called Orcam in Israel that's supporting specific goggles for disabled people. They can really, with these goggles, read a banknote. Sounds ridiculous, but when you can see it, it's very, very, very difficult to understand, to look for the recognition on the banknote. If you want to read a newspaper and you can't see it, it's as well limiting yourself to interface with the rest of the society. All these things now are possible because of the embedded processing power we can put into a small footprint at low power. And I think if we look at all the other segments, you probably have a better idea. But if you look at the value chain of all these Internet of Things, we'll deal with the same topics. We have an edge node somewhere requesting a certain amount of processing resources, a certain level of user interface, a certain level of security, and we have the data floating around and going to another edge node or to the cloud. And this will be the same value chain all the time. We might deal with different network, we might deal with different gateways, different service provider, but at the end, the number of bricks in the embedded system that we'll have to deal with are all the same. And this is driving our investment in terms of interfacing with the world. We are building a lot of sensors around it, temperature sensor, motion sensors, to make sure we understand what's going on the real world. And we're building, as we saw previously, very small footprint microcontroller with the Kinetis device and Kinetis wireless device to enable the next electronic part of the system where maybe yesterday there was no electronic at all. So we need to be compatible with the mechanical footprint of our customer, and we're investing. And then we're investing in the infrastructure where you need more horsepower, where you will have big networks. That's thanks to our Layerscape product and Core IQ products. And then maybe here for the audience today, one of the most flexible and interesting platform for this embedded system is Atomix processors that are offering very scalable and flexible architecture to drive Qt developments. And if you look at these application processors, Atomix application processor, we didn't start yesterday. Actually, the journey started a long time ago. And we have a lot of products available today offering different horsepower in terms of processing horsepower, offering different costs that can help to be flexible with the design. And we're keeping the investment. We're going towards new technology nodes, so getting a smaller footprint, lower power, putting more IP to serve your needs as a developer. When it comes to graphics, when it comes to communications, when it comes to interfaces with specific environment, we are working on that. So we have announced 2 new devices recently, the Atomix 7 and Atomix 8, which will be the next flagship in terms of low power and in terms of very high graphic performance platforms. Today, if we concentrate, what can we do today and differentiate? Well, Atomix 6 is one of the most popular platforms within the embedded environment, offering very, very scalable architecture from 1 core to 4 core, offering very scalable cost, offering very scalable performances and interfaces. And that's an architecture you may find in a very low power ebook or in a very high performance head unit for a car infotainment system. That's the same platform. So you see the flexibility. And that's, I think, one of the most attractive engines as a Qt developer that you can leverage. Again, this is offering you the capability to rely on your investment as a developer, as a software developer, because you can rely on the portability on your software. Whatever your marketing tomorrow is coming by, say, hey, you know, this is not, forget about the 4-inch display. Now our market will be more in the 19-inch tomorrow, so we need to find a way to scale our architecture easily, not only on the software side, but hardware-wise, we need a simple solution. In this case, we are offering different devices that are hardware compatible. So you basically drop the processor, you replace by the other one supporting more cores, more performance. And that's the beauty of Automotive 6. So on the picture you can see here, you can see from your left side, I would say the most basic Atomix we have. That's typically the Atomix you may find in e-readers, offering low power, there's still some graphic performance, very good functionality and good connectivity. And if you go on the extreme opposite side of the slide, you will see that we're supporting a bigger beast, offering multi-core Cortex-A9 products from ARM, with multi-core graphics, a lot of peripherals, and that's typically the kind of architecture you may find in an infotainment system in your car or in a panel PC in industrial automation. So again, you can count on different architecture to serve your needs. You can capitalize on your software development to address more performance if you need tomorrow, or to address lower cost if you need to as well tomorrow. The other aspect here is that you can maybe see on the let's say second column from your left, the Atomix 6 Solo X that will be introduced soon. It's supporting what we call heterogeneous processing, Cortex-A plus Cortex-M. It makes the picture very interesting because here we're dealing with two big questions when we're developing a system. Let's take an example, the vending machine. A vending machine needs today a very high level of graphic user interface. And probably Qt is one of the best applications to serve this objective. The other aspect of the vending machine is that you have a lot of control to do inside. Maybe with some motors to take, you know, a bottle and to serve the customer who order it. Well, with this kind of integration of Cortex-A plus Cortex-M, you can imagine a single processor to serve the application level, the graphic user interface, and having a Cortex-M microcontroller to serve motor control, basic motor control for the vending machine. So you can reduce costs or optimize cost, and as well optimize design and make maybe a more shiny mechanical design. So that's the benefit of such architecture we're going to introduce. Atomix 6 is supporting another key differentiated aspect. It's about the different graphics processing resources you may leverage. And in this graphic user interface environment, it's important to count on scalability as well. You may not need a full steam GPU because you need to deal with low power. But sometimes you need as well to, again, consider scalability in terms of graphic processing performance because you have different range of products. And some of your products may leverage complex 3D environments. And that's the benefits of Atomix, supporting 3 environments of graphics in order to serve the different needs as a graphic user interface developer. If we look at the scalability message, again, that's an illustration of it. For the designer, the developer in your company, or maybe for your customers, they will have to consider as well some cost constraint. And they don't want to pay for a complex 3D graphics if they don't need to. And we understand that. That's why within the same, again, portfolio of products, we can offer different range of graphics mix. Sometimes the full steam with the 3 graphics blocks, sometimes 2, a combination of composite plus GPU if needed. So we understand that you need flexibility in terms of development and in terms of architecture and in terms of engine. Coming back to the engine aspect, one of the key benefits for Qt developers is to have a very powerful accelerators that can leverage all the nice and fancy features of Qt environment. when it comes to any graphics needs, rotations, multi-layers. And that's what we're providing thanks to this graphic. So the GC320 from Vivente we're integrating in our Atomix 6. You can count on a very powerful accelerators, leveraging a lot of APIs, and offloading completely the ARM core. So you can really, I would say, plan efficiently the application layer by focusing on how I can best optimize, accelerate my graphic environment thanks to this block easily, and I can offer the best graphic user interface thanks to Qt development. And that's the beauty of this block that you may find in the Atomix 6. We may have as well more heavy graphics capability and computing with a multi-core GPU on it. Some of you are dealing a lot with graphic user interface that are focusing on touch. Some of you maybe have touchless graphic user interface, focusing on maybe gesture control. And this is the benefits of such architecture. You can leverage on top of the basic graphic user interface additional processing resources to drive, for instance, gesture. Or if you're in the car driving some driver assistance, first level of driver assistance. So that's the benefits of mixing graphic computing performance, graphic engine, into the same chip. In a nutshell, we are supporting many additional features on this Atomix 6 family. Okay, we spoke about the scalability in terms of raw performance from a pure core perspective. So Cortex-A9 core, up to 4 core, up to 1.2 gigahertz. So that's very powerful beast. Scalability in terms of graphic engine. So we can have up to 3 graphics engines that can ease your development and optimize your development. We are supporting multiple display interfaces that can as well be a very interesting feature set in terms of how you can deploy a more user-friendly environment. We are supporting optimized peripheral sets. If you need to interface with a more industrialish type of machine or bus, we have all the standards supported. And we are supporting security blocks. I heard a lot about security during the question mark. It's very important. Again, whatever we're calling about logical security, when it comes to encrypt the data or leverage additional, let's say, physical security of the system, we are enabling specific hardware blocks on this kind of processor. The other aspect we are investing in for this kind of processor is about the longevity program. We understand you may deal with some different challenges in terms of development cycle, productions, and how long this device and your system should be on the field. If you're manufacturing a patient monitoring system is different from a gaming console. You need probably to supply your customer, support your customer for 15 years in the medical space, same as the automotive space. If you are in the industrial world, 10 years might be enough. Well, we have a very, very strong commitment towards our customer. Whoever is the customers, it's a public link you can see here. And that's what we call our longevity program for these platforms, for Atomix, Kinetis, and many other processors. We want to make sure it's very visible for you that when someone is asking what do you think about developing on such platform, you can already have in mind that this platform is here for a long time and can serve your need and evolution of your platform's developments for a long time as well. And that you have no challenges to build your system in 5 years from now. In terms of enablement, again, we're not working alone. We're working with hardware partners to support tools, hardware tools, platform development. And we're working a lot with a lot of software. We're investing in a lot into supporting our own BSP when we're talking about Linux or Android. And we're working a lot with partners to support more application layer or integration. And that's as well one of the mission and tasks of Adeneo, who's going to cover more what we can achieve with an Atomix platform and Qt environment. Thank you.
the IoT links, the different links that build the IoT chain from the very low consumption, small sensors, up to the big cloud and the connectivity with the tablet or the smartphones. So the goal of this diagram, I won't go through it in details. You can read it yourself. There is no issue with that. It's really to show that Freescale with Adenauer embedded, with the Qt company, comes with a set of pieces already there, which are available, optimized for you to bring your own device. So it really ranges from the very small devices. I've not really mentioned Qt and us in that area because that's not a strong focus, even if we have already been running Qt on a very small Cortex M4, the Kinetis from Freescale. But I guess that's not a real focus of that technology. One of the focus that we will have on our side is definitely the gateway, which will be the device that will gather all the data from the different sensors, potentially pre-process the data, display it on a local screen, and pushes it on the cloud. So this is where we see a lot of current potential and developments. So definitely the Cortex A9 from Freescale is a great CPU for doing that, together with some ready-to-use and optimized BSPs. We are providing BSPs on Linux, Android, QNX, Windows C, for those who know Windows C, and different operating system. So this builds a full chain of value, where we will be able also to add the Qt framework on top of that to provide the capability to analyze get the data, analyze the data, and push that on the cloud. One of the focus on the gateway might be the multimedia features. So in here there are some strong capabilities in hardware now, which are embedded in the ARM CPUs. Even much better sometimes than what you can find on x86. And in here we will definitely come with some additional improvement features to make the real glue between the Qt framework, which will provide some capabilities to display multimedia, to display graphics, and make sure that it runs properly on the hardware, because just taking the framework and pushes it on any hardware doesn't prevent you from having something like crappy. If you don't make a very specific glue to make sure that everything is optimized and work as expected, then you might have some surprises. And then once you have analyzed the gateway, usually you will push everything to the data, to the cloud for analysis. So we're not doing any analysis on the cloud. Typically that's where you would have some value if you are building some IoT systems. We feel like the real added value of an IoT system is really the intelligence that you will place on the cloud. Everything, every sensors or every gateway is just a way to get or pass data. What really makes the added value will be the intelligence that you will put on the cloud. And yeah, finally, in the last step, we will also be able to help or to provide some technologies to make sure that what you have pushed on the cloud is also accessible on smart devices, like you see every day on your smartphone, on your tablet. So we have some capability to develop using Qt and the mobile Qt, which allows developing on a wide range of operating system. Again, iOS, as we mentioned before, iOS, Android, and Windows. So those, that was the focus that I wanted to make sure that you guys understand that there's a lot of technologies available to build an IoT system. Up to you to find the good partners or to select the good technologies to make sure that you can build your own device. Beyond the features and the performances of Qt, I just wanted to highlight quickly the flexibility of Qt, which I can think of related to the IoT in two main areas. First one is the capability for Qt to run in a wide range of environment of operating systems, from, as I said, from a very small Cortex M4 up to a desktop PC, and on a wide range of operating systems from Linux, Windows C, QNX, Integrity, iOS on your smartphone, whatever. So that's one of the big advantage. The second one is the dual licensing. I will not go in depth in what the commercial license brings. There's been some question in the previous session regarding making something free. Just keep in mind that for those who don't know, there's not only the open source version of Qt, there's the commercial one. And if there is a commercial one, that's because it brings some additional things. So I'm not trying to push you in any direction, but I would like you guys to make sure that you think about licensing at the beginning, because what you might think of saving right now, you might lose it later on when you are going to ship your device. So you have the great opportunity during those 2 days to talk with some relevant guys of Qt, with the Qt company. So I really invite you to ask this kind of question to really understand what is the concept and what is the outcome before making your own decision. We have already done a significant amount of Qt application at the Neo Embedded. Obviously, we are not the only one. We just have recently been involved in some IoT systems. So this is why today I'm going to show you 2 concepts. I'm not really able to give more information on the final product because of confidentiality. So I will just go through the concept. This is something that you can see on our booth. And keep in mind that those 2 concepts have been used in real-world products. First one was for what we call the Automotive digital dashboard. So using an IMX6 baseboard, using a smartphone and the Qt technology, we have been demonstrating the capabilities for cross-platform support, the capability to run the exact same application on different operating systems, different platforms. When I say exactly the same, that's because it's at that stage that was a concept. Obviously, whenever you have to deal with real-world projects, you always have some small differentiators between the different platforms for specific reasons. So that was actually the UI that have been done by one of our designers, just to build the concept. So what it is exactly, we have this IMX6 board. So that's a Cortex A9 running, that was, I guess, 1 or 2 cores running 1 gigahertz. So this board is running Android. So you can use the boot to Qt technology, for instance, to run Android on this kind of devices. This device is running Android with the Qt mobile to display this application. This application has also the capability to interact with the hardware of the IMX6. That's the great advantage of using the C++. You have direct access to whatever you want. And we can consider communicating with the different elements of the car. Obviously, this UI shows a dashboard. That's not the real product. Obviously, we have not created a digital dashboard running Android. There's small security issues in that approach, so that was used for different things. But there was clearly an interaction with the car, with the elements of the car, and then some connections with the cloud in order to report some information and display it on the smartphone. So you can imagine a lot of scenario where you actually have this device on board and come with your smartphone. First, you have the exact same application running in, and then this application in the board can really control the different elements like your seat, your mirrors, and have a look at your driving statistics, and then report that to the cloud. obviously with some security concerns, so you have to be really careful about that. I would really prefer not my wife to have a look at my driving style, especially when I come in Germany with your great Autobahn. So we definitely need to be careful about that. That's one of the, I would say, legal issues that are still there, that will have to be faced. But I would say that's a missing item that should be solved in the near future. And then get this information from within your tablet, or potentially get some push some information to the car. You could also consider, for instance, having your favorite radio stations to be controlled from your platform. Push that on the cloud, and whichever car you are going to use, then you can have the exact same settings. So that was kind of a smart car concept. This one is just a concept turned and extended into a real-world project. Second one was an alarm clock. So that's actually more than an alarm clock, but still based on an AMX6 Qt technology connection to the cloud. And the purpose was really to develop something IoT ready, to provide a framework that we have been reusing in different projects. So that's again the UI made by one of our designers, which is right over there in that room, who is trying to hide. So that's one of the things that we have been doing using the AMX6. That one is running Linux, I guess, with the standard Qt running on top of it. The capability to communicate with the different pieces of your home for home energy management, for instance, driving your house from a central point, and obviously communicate with the cloud in both directions. Once for getting statistics from I don't know where you are exactly, in order to start warming up the home to make sure it's at the good temperature when you arrive, or push some statistics on whatever happens in your car, in your home, if there is someone getting in, if there is an issue with the heating system or whatever. So again, there's really some concepts that are coming in, some technologies that are involved in those concepts, which are not really verticalized, meaning that this demo has been used in 2 different projects, which are far off one each other, which means that what is interesting in the concept is the pieces of technologies that are right there and which can be reused for developing IoT systems. So as a conclusion, we have seen that today in the IoT systems, we see a lot of connected systems, like devices that are capable of reporting to the cloud or get information from the cloud. We see two major issues or 2 missing pieces in what we have. The first one is what I mentioned before, is the privacy, security, legal issues. And the second one is a real standard that makes sure that the different smart systems will communicate each other. So that's one of the big gaps that are missing in order to have a real smart world. For the moment, you might be able to get a smart car, a smart home, or whatever, but you still have the missing pieces that put all the smart system together. What I would like to highlight here before leaving the floor to Sylvain is, again, to strengthen the message that there's a lot of technologies that we have introduced here in terms of hardware, in terms of graphical frameworks, in terms of skills for putting all those IPs together to build an efficient system that fits all your expectations. So before starting a new project, please try to analyze those different technologies, see what is interesting, what is not, so you can really focus on the added value of your product, which is usually the processing, how you are going to analyze the data, what kind of decision you are going to make based on the data that you receive, and all this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, we hope you realize that we have a lot of, when we're investing in a lot of readiness deliverables for you as developers on Qt. That's really our job. Your job is to develop the best application, right? Our job is to make sure you can access to the right engine, right technology, that you be compliant with security level you want to enable, that you can be compliant with power efficiency you need to be compliant with if you're working in a consortium or for metering, that you can have flexible, again, architecture that can as well guarantee cost effectiveness for when you're developing a system, that you have a very broad ecosystem that you can count on if you're facing challenges to execute. If you want to access to readiness platform, like we have highlighted today as an example, there are many others, but we wanted to give you a snapshot today. And that's the benefits of joining forces together from silicon vendors to partners like Adeneo and application level with Qt. I think we can really help you to accelerate your design cycle, make it on time, make it cost efficient and scalable. If there are, again, one more call to make is I hope you can have time to visit our booth this afternoon and tomorrow to ask questions. We have many more people there to host you and to answer your questions. Even if it's very hardware, we have the right people. And this being said, I would like to thank you again. And in case there are questions, feel free. Thank you very much for your time tonight.